if we want to have this kind of cultural community, it does need support. Check out Knife Fork Books Patreon, buy books, and come back.
Thank you.
So our next reader is Jaclyn Desforges. This is Hello Nice Man. I love this book. I love this cover. Jaclyn's mom made this cover. Oh, awesome! Jaclyn Desforges is a Pushcart nominated writer, editor, and writing workshop facilitator whose work has appeared or is forthcoming in Contemporary Verse 2, the NOLA Review, Mortar Magazine, and many others. Her first picture book, tentatively titled Why Are You So Quiet?, will be published by Anik Press and released in 2020. She's currently completing her MFA in creative writing at the University of British Columbia, and she lives in Hamilton. Please welcome Jaclyn Desforges.
I want to thank, of course, Jim and Erica and Kirby before I start, because you're all just such lovely people. Like, even if you didn't do anything, you would be so lovely, and it's just really nice that, in addition to being so lovely, you're also doing such wonderful things for Canadian poetry, so thank you. I've never done a reading in my sock feet before, but I am wearing, like, horse hoof socks right now, so I'm hoping that'll give me a little, like, symbolic height. So I'm going to read 2 big poems and 2 little poems, and I'm going to start with the little one. This is called Home Address. I know you, he says, and he's wrong. Somewhere inside her there is a forest, and in the forest there is a meadow, and in the meadow there is a cottage, and in the cottage she's peeling potatoes and boiling water for soup. Confident of her whereabouts in a way only a man can be confident. He's 2 towns over at the abandoned church, pounding on the door. Thanks. And the next one I'm going to read is called It's the Small Things That Save Us. So all of these poems are about men, because I'm a feminist. And this one is about men and buttons. There are buttons in the forest. Moss is growing through a button which fell off a man's jacket. A man's jacket in the forest is buttonless. There are no bones to the outfitting of a man. Look at this caraway seed. Does it tell you something? Does the meadow tell you the tenderest mosses erect themselves, a tower of buttons which fall as the spider's legs reach out to penetrate? Ghosts leave dimes, and men leave buttons, spheres and rods. Men rip off elaborate buttons, conceal an inner pink plumpness. There are spaces in the forest, a circle cast by biological cells. Emerging pollen bursts into fragrant bloom, and the buttons hold everything together. I like a nice brown button. I like a space for my foot to land, a softness, an acidic hot spring on this path. A button leads me forward, and to my left is everything, and to my right is a nice soft deer who chews leaves. Her eyes are made for danger. We don't get to decide a path of holy buttons. The button pops off, a florid picnic. I lean against a tree and think about ants. My skin is sticky and white. A nice passionless Christ inside me wonders, and I sew a replacement onto myself. I sew the replacement that makes me feel like a woman, makes me feel like mewing in the frayed edges. Pinking shears are useful. I am useful. My body covers a patch of dirt which now has coolness. There is no part of me that wants to be explained. An existence not slotted is a colony of maggots, and a cockroach takes a step into mud. Slippery hallways, buttons, scattered eyes, deer eaten by lions, and an elephant is here, and a wolf, and there is blood, and under each fingernail, a scraping. Under each fingernail, a tiny world of my own making, facilitates the length of a period of grief. You hide in the holy shadow of tiny souls, and millions of bacteria love you. A little one again. This one is called Enlightened Witness. I'm afraid of doing nothing except doing the wrong thing. I'm afraid of that every second. Somewhere, a faucet's dripping. Somewhere, the echoes of my indiscretions are hooking up in a broom closet. Meanwhile, I've packed my ears with nettles. Meanwhile, I've lost how it feels to be found. I'm still here, but he can't see me. If a man shouts in the forest and there's no one to hear, who will help him process his emotions? Yeah. So, this final one is called In Which an Incel Steps on a Snail. And the thing I love about poetry is how I get to take revenge on people through symbols and metaphors. So anyway, here we go. The world flows inside my shell and out again. You think I'm afraid, but I like the dark. I have no ears. You like to imagine me retracted, every impulse curtailed, divine justice, something punished. But nothing stalks me, only you, your dirty sneakers. You want to curl up too. You resent the slippery hollow of my making. Love, I'm sorry you don't carry your home on your back. There are no pink tongues to taste you, no bodies to coil, no slick membranes to dart but your own. Would you like to crush me? You can't. The only suffering in this forest is yours. I appear and recede with your moon. I like the way you feel hovering over me, and the sun and the soil like you too, and the wind, it likes the way your face is set, open and closed at once, an appeal, a specter. You think you were made for nothing, exempt from this wildness, a wilted mistake of your cruel imagined nature. But don't despair. One of my sisters will save you. Slip inside the coiled mouth of your ear. Nibble hollow. Let the light in. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.